Hey everyone, get ready to level up your Fortnite knowledge, because today we're doing a deep dive into Chapter 6, Season 1,
Awesome.
and we've got some intel straight from VR Gamers', so we're going to break down all the biggest changes and really figure out what makes this season tick.
Yeah, this season is seriously wild. Like, they've completely changed up the game.
From what I've seen, we're talking demon hunting, Japanese-inspired landscapes, and a whole bunch of new features.
Definitely. And we'll get into all of that.
Let's start with the most obvious change. The map.
Okay, so the island itself is totally different now.
VR Gamers showed off this brand new map, and we are heading to a world inspired by Japan.
It's not just like a new coat of paint or anything.
Right. We're talking about encounters with Oni, those legendary Japanese demons, and I'm thinking those are going to be a key part of this whole season.
Totally. And, the developers, they're all about those little details, so I'm really curious to see how they've brought in all those traditional Japanese elements.
For sure.
Like, VR Gamers highlighted a few points of interest, and they look insane. Warrior's Watch, Shogun's Solitude, and there's this one called Foxy Floodgate.
Foxy Floodgate.
Yeah, imagine a place just overrun with, like, adorable ninja foxes.
Oh, that's cool.
They even mentioned a giant turtle just hanging out in Lost Lake.
Oh, wow.
Can you imagine the battles that are going to go down in these places?
I know, right? It's crazy. I'm already trying to decide where I'm going to land first.
Yeah.
But honestly, what we all really want to talk about are the weapons.
Okay, the weapons are sick this season.
VR Gamers dropped some serious intel, and the one that really stood out to me was the Oni shotgun.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, come on, the name alone, it's got to be powerful.
Right?
And from what I hear, this thing is going to pack a serious punch, especially in close combat.
That Oni shotgun
Yeah.
is going to be the weapon to get this season.
For sure.
It could totally change how the game is played.
Yes.
Especially for players who like to get up close and personal.
Yeah.
And there's more. Remember bullet drop? Well, good news. Hit scan is back for all the traditional weapons.
Wait, hold on. You're telling me I don't have to try and predict where the bullet is going to land anymore?
Nope.
Just point and shoot.
Exactly.
That changes everything, especially when you're in a heated moment and you need to react fast.
For sure. It makes aiming way easier and those split-second decisions even more crucial.
Definitely.
But it's not just about making things simpler. They've also added a bunch of new weapons.
Okay, like what?
We got the Hollow Twister and Fury Assault rifles, the Veiled Precision and Surge Fire SMGs. Oh, and the Sentinel Pump, the Twin-Fire Auto Shotgun.
Whoa. Hold on, back up a second. The Hollow Twister Assault Rifle. What is that?
From what VR Gamers showed, it sounds like it's got this unique firing mechanism. So, it could open up some really interesting tactical stuff.
Okay, I'm intrigued.
Like, imagine being able to control the trajectory of your shots. You could curve them around corners, maybe even over obstacles.
Oh, wow.
It's definitely one I'm going to be trying out right away.
Me too. Sounds fun. But it's not all about guns, is it?
No way. There's also this brand new melee weapon, the Typhoon Blade.
Blade, huh?
And this isn't your average sword.
Okay, what does it do?
You can slice and dice, obviously, but it also gives you a speed boost when you're sprinting, and it reduces how much stamina you use.
So you're telling me I can run faster and longer? Sign me up.
Imagine this. You're running from the storm, low on stamina, and then bam, you spot an enemy squad.
Oh, no.
You engage, take them out, and then you use that speed boost from the blade to make a quick escape.
Okay, yeah, that's smart.
It completely changes how we think about moving and fighting.
For sure. It's like adding a whole new dimension to the game.
Exactly.
And then there are these Oni masks.
Oh, yeah, the math.
There's a Fire Oni mask, which lets you shoot these homing fire projectiles. Like, talk about bringing the heat.
That sounds awesome.
And then there's the Void Oni mask, which lets you teleport short distances.
Teleport.
Yeah. Think about it. Tactical retreats, flanking maneuvers.
You could really mess with people's minds.
Totally. So, to recap, we've got demon-slaying swords, teleporting masks, and a shotgun that sounds like it could take down a small building.
Pretty much.
What else could they possibly throw at us?
Well, if you prefer a bit more horsepower.
Okay.
VR Gamers also mentioned the return of the Rogue Bike motorcycle.
Oh, cool.
And they're adding a new car called the Void Burn.
Void Burn. They're really going all in on this whole demon theme, huh?
Right.
And speaking of getting around, we got to talk about the movement changes.
Oh, yeah. This is where things get really interesting.
Because Chapter 6, Season 1, is bringing a whole new set of parkour-inspired moves.
Yeah, they're going to totally change how we move around the map and how we approach fights.
So what can we do?
They're adding wall scrambling, wall kicks, like those old platformer games.
Yeah?
And they've got roll landings that can restore your
Air
stamina.
landings.
Yeah, and there's this move called a ledge jump that lets you cover a ton of distance in one leap.
Wait, hold on. So you're telling me I can climb walls, leap across huge gaps,
You got
and do all these cool moves while I'm restoring my stamina?
It's like being a ninja warrior, you know?
Yeah.
Agile and unstoppable.
This is going to be amazing. It's not just about running and gunning anymore. It's about using the environment to your advantage and just like pulling off awesome moves.
And with all this added verticality and mobility, I think we're going to see some super creative plays and strategies.
I can't wait. Flanking from crazy angles, rooftop ambushes, escapes that would make anyone jealous.
Definitely.
I'm getting hyped just thinking about it. And there's more. VR Gamers revealed something that has me feeling all warm and fuzzy inside. We're getting these adorable little companions called sprites.
Oh, yeah, the sprites.
It's so cute.
They're actually pretty important strategically, too.
Really?
Yeah, they can do things like create healing fountains and these traversal vortices. Super handy when you're in a tight spot.
Okay, so they can heal me.
And help you move around quickly. Plus, get this, if you return them to shrines around the map, you get bonuses like faster reload or movement speed.
No way.
Yeah.
So I can have this little flying friend who heals me and helps me zip around the map.
Yep.
And I get rewarded for taking good care of them.
Exactly. It adds another layer of strategy.
I love that. Sign me up.
Do you go for healing or speed? Use your sprite for yourself or help out your squad? It's going to be interesting to see what people do.
Absolutely. And the best part, sprites are like a common thing in Japanese folklore.
Oh, right.
They're often depicted as these little nature spirits. It's another little detail that shows how much thought the developers put into creating this world.
They nailed it with this update. But before we move on, there's one more thing we need to talk about. The medallions. VR Gamers mentioned two new ones. The Wanderer Medallion and the Night Rose Medallion.
Medallions, huh? Okay, I'm listening.
These things unlock some seriously powerful abilities.
Ooh.
The Wanderer Medallion gives you invisibility while you're sprinting and infinite stamina.
Wait, infinite stamina?
Yep, and the Night Rose Medallion gives you automatic weapon reload.
Hold on, you're telling me I'll never have to reload again.
With the Night Rose Medallion, you don't. Imagine the possibilities.
These sound like the ultimate power-ups. How do I get them?
Well, it sounds like you have to earn them. The Wanderer Medallion is a reward for defeating a mini-boss called Shogun X.
A mini-boss.
Yeah, and the Night Rose Medallion, you get it for defeating a character named Night Rose.
So it's not just about finding loot in chests anymore. We've got to go out there and prove ourselves in battle if we want these rewards.
Exactly. It's like they've created mini-quests within the game itself.
I love that. It's like a treasure hunt within a battle royal. Okay, so just to make sure I've got this straight, we've got a brand new Japan-themed map, a revamped weapon system with hit scan accuracy, amazing new additions like the Oni shotgun and the Typhoon blade.
Don't forget the parkour moves.
Oh, right. Game-changing parkour moves that make us feel like demon hunters. Those adorable sprites that can heal us and help us get around. And powerful medallions that we have to earn by defeating these fearsome enemies. Wow. That's a lot to process.
This is definitely going to be one of those dynamic and engaging seasons we've ever seen. The developers have really outdone themselves.
I'm with you on that.
Okay, well, VR Gamers gave us a little sneak peek. And let me tell you, they are not messing around.
I'm ready.
First up, we have the Wanderer Medallion. And this was for all you sneaky players out there.
Oh, I like sneak.
It gives you invisibility when you're sprinting. And get this, infinite stamina.
No way.
Yeah.
Infinite stamina.
Just imagine the possibilities.
Okay, so the Wanderer Medallion, that's great for stealth. But what about, like, those big team battles? Wouldn't the Night Rose Medallion be more useful there?
You're thinking strategically?
I mean, can you imagine never having to reload in the middle of a fight?
The Night Rose Medallion is definitely a game changer if you're an aggressive player.
It is.
Automatic weapon reload means you can keep the pressure on your opponents without having to worry about that vulnerable reload time.
No more fumbling with ammo when things get crazy.
Exactly.
That would be a lifesaver in those close quarters fights where every second counts.
Absolute.
But how do we actually get this medallion?
Well, VR Gamers mentioned defeating a character named Night Rose. Sounds like she's guarding this treasure. So be prepared for a tough fight.
So to be clear, both of these medallions, they're rewards for defeating specific bosses on the map.
Yeah.
We're not just looting chests anymore. We got to prove our skills if we want to claim these prizes.
You got to earn it.
I love that.
They're more than just power-ups, you know? They're like symbols of your skill.
Yeah.
It adds this whole new layer of risk and reward to the game.
Definitely raises the stakes.
For sure.
And just imagine those crazy moments in tournaments or on live streams when someone pops the Wanderer medallion and just disappears, pulls off some insane clutch play.
Oh, yeah.
Or when a player with the Knight Rose medallion takes down an entire squad without ever having to reload.
I can't wait to see those highlight reels.
It's going to be wild.
It's going to be really interesting to see how these medallions affect the meta, and what kind of crazy strategies people come up with.
And don't forget about the psychological impact. Like, imagine you're pinned down by an enemy and then suddenly, poof, they're gone.
Oh, that would be terrifying.
Thanks to the Wanderer medallion.
Talk about mind games.
It's a whole new level of strategy and deception. You can't just have good aim and building skills anymore. You got to be adaptable, think ahead, and maybe even be a little bit of a mind reader if you want to outsmart your opponents.
The whole new ballgame.
All of this is super exciting, but with so many changes happening all at once, I can't help but wonder about the bigger picture, What do you think? How is this season going to shake up the whole Fortnite experience?
Well, it's hard to say for sure, but I think this could be one of the most diverse and strategically complex seasons we've ever had.
I think so too.
We've got new ways to move, new ways to fight, and so many new things to think about strategically.
Right, we've got the parkour moves, the sprites, the medallions, the new weapons, the Oni masks. It's like a recipe for pure chaos.
But in a good way.
Yeah, good chaos, organized chaos.
I think it's safe to say that Fortnite is moving further away from its battle royale roots, and it's embracing this more RPG-like experience.
Oh, that's an interesting point.
Think about it. We have quests now, boss battles, loot drops, character progression. It's all blurring the lines between genres.
You're right. I never thought about it like that.
And I think it's a really smart move on the developers' part. They're always innovating, always pushing the boundaries, and that's a big part of why Fortnite is still so popular.
Absolutely. They're not just catering to the hardcore players either. They're making the game more accessible to new players too.
That's true. Like that new hit scan mechanic, that makes aiming a lot easier, which could bring in new players or people who prefer a more straightforward shooting experience.
Definitely. They're finding ways to appeal to a wider audience while still keeping things fresh and exciting for the veterans.
It's a tough balance, but I think they found a good sweet spot with this update.
And let's not forget about the impact this season is having outside of the game itself.
Oh, yeah.
The whole Japanese-inspired aesthetic is already super popular online, and those sprites, they're going to be all over memes and fan art.
It's clear that this season has really captured people's imaginations, and that's a huge part of what makes Fortnite so successful. It's more than just a game, it's like a cultural phenomenon.
Well said. So we've covered the map, the weapons, the movement, the sprites, these incredible medallions, and the cultural impact. I have a question for you, and for all our listeners out there.
Okay, hit me.
With all these changes happening, how do you think the balance of power is going to shift? Will this be a season dominated by aggressive players, or will it be all about strategy and outsmarting your opponents?
Ooh, that's the million-dollar question.
I know, right?
And that's the beauty of it. We don't know the answer yet.
We get to watch it all unfold.
Exactly. We get to see how all these changes play out in the hands of skilled players, and that's what makes this season so exciting.
Absolutely. So listeners, what are your predictions? Share your thoughts with us, because we're about to go even deeper in part 3 of our deep dive. All right, we've covered the Japan-themed map, the weapon shakeup, those sweet parkour moves, the adorable sprites, and the game-changing medallions.
It's a lot to take in.
It is. But now it's time to zoom out and look at the bigger picture, like how do all these pieces fit together?
It really is fascinating how all these individual elements combine to create so many new strategic possibilities.
Right.
It's not just about mastering a new weapon or pulling off a cool move anymore.
It's about understanding the whole game.
Exactly. So let's say you're in a squad match.
Right.
You're facing off against another team. How do all these new elements change your approach to that fight?
Okay, yeah, good question. Walk me through it.
Well, immediately the parkour moves just open up new ways to flank and position yourself.
Okay, I see where you're going with this.
Think about it. You could use a wall scramble to get the high ground or a ledge jump to quickly reposition your squad for a surprise attack.
Oh, that's smart.
Right. And then you've got the sprites, which can offer some seriously clutch support during a fight.
Yeah, I was thinking about those.
Imagine a well-placed healing fountain could be a lifesaver. Or you could use a traversal vortex to help your team make a quick escape.
Those sprites are more useful than I thought.
And don't forget about the Oni masks. Those homing projectiles from the Fire Oni mask would be devastating in close combat.
True.
And the Void Oni mask's teleportation, I mean, the plays you could pull off with that are just mind-blowing.
Okay, I'm already picturing the YouTube highlight reels. But it's not just about offense, is it?
No.
All these new features have some serious defensive potential, too.
For sure. Imagine using the Renderer Medallion's invisibility to dodge enemy fire.
Oh, yeah, good point.
Or using the Night Rose Medallion's automatic reload to hold down a position without having to expose yourself.
Okay, that would be huge. It seems like the season is really pushing Fortnite in a more strategic, skill-based direction.
Absolutely. It's not just about brute force anymore. It's about outsmarting your opponents.
Anticipating their moves and making the most of every tool you have.
Exactly. Which, is great news for players who love to strategize.
Yeah, like me.
It really seems like Fortnite is evolving to embrace a much wider range of playstyles and skill sets.
Definitely. So what do you think? Where could Fortnite go next? What can we expect to see in future seasons?
It's tough to say for sure. Those developers at Epic Games are always full of surprises.
I know.
But if we look at where the game's been heading, I think we can expect them to keep experimenting with new genres and mechanics.
Okay, I like that.
Pushing the boundaries of what a battle royale game can be.
Maybe we'll see even more elaborate quest lines, more powerful bosses to fight.
Oh yeah, or even customizable character classes with unique abilities.
That would be awesome. The possibilities really are endless.
And that's what keeps Fortnite so exciting.
It's a world that's constantly evolving, always surprising us, always keeping us coming back for more. Well said.
To sum up our deep dive into Fortnite Chapter 6, Season 1, it's clear that Epic Games has once again knocked it out of the park.
They really have. This season is shaping up to be one of the most dynamic and engaging yet.
Agreed. And I think it's a testament to the power of creativity and innovation.
In the world of Fortnite, change is the only constant.
And for players, that means endless opportunities to explore, adapt, and conquer.
So true. Well, thanks for joining us on the deep dive. Don't forget to subscribe and share this episode with all your Fortnite friends.
And until next time, keep on gaming.
See you later.